Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel Dhyani Classes. If you are watching my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever new video will be uploaded. So in today's video we will cover third part of this chapter, the interview written by Christopher Sylvester from class 12 CBSE. So let's get started with line by line explanation. So in the second part of the chapter, we have covered half part of the interview between Mukund Padmanabhan and Umberto Eco, where Umberto has explained how he was able to manage many tasks at a time and about his doctoral dissertation when he presented it in Italy. And one of the professor appreciated his work of writing because he was able to find out how Umberto wrote his thesis by adding different methods and ideas of doing his research and applauded his work on publishing his thesis as a book. So let's begin with the last part of the chapter now. At that point, at the age of 22, I understood scholarly books should be written in the way I had done by telling the story of the research. So here, at the age of 22, he realized that what was the best way of writing essays and used correct way to write it, and that's why he was able to narrate his own research. This is why my essays always have a narrative aspect. So here he wrote his thesis in the form of story and said his essays are always having narrative aspect. That means it looked like a tale or a story. And further he says, and this is why probably I started writing narratives, novels so late at the age of 50 more or less. So he says that he got to know the value of novels or stories, and then he started writing novels after the age of 50 or so. I remember that my dear friend Ronald Barthes was always frustrated that he was an essayist and not a novelist. So here Umberto had a friend and his name was Ronald Barthes, and he was French literary theorist, essayist, and he was not happy because he remained an essayist and could not write a novel or a story like Umberto. He wanted to do creative writing one day or another, but he died before he could do so. So here Umberto said that his friend Ronald Barthes wanted to do some creative writing, but before he could do it, unfortunately he died. I never felt this kind of frustration. So as compared to the Ronald Barthes, Umberto says I was not frustrated because he was very satisfied with his writings. I started writing novels by accident. I had nothing to do one day and so I started. So Umberto Eco says that it had happened by accident that he started writing novels. That were the beginning of his writing novels. Novels probably satisfied my taste of narration. So here he is saying that he was capable to use his narrative way of writing stories. Mukund, talking about novels, from being a famous academic, you went on to becoming spectacularly famous after the publication of The Name of the Rose. So here Mukund was also talking about his one of publications, The Name of the Rose, and that book became scholarly famous. That means his book, The Name of the Rose, gave an impression and became famous, and said, Umberto Eco, who wrote theses related to education and scholarship and wrote books for children as well, but after the publication of The Name of the Rose, he became very famous. You have written 5 novels against many more scholarly works of non-fiction, at least more than 20 of them. So here Mukund got surprised and pointing out his novels. Mukund also mentioned that he became astonishingly famous after the publication of The Name of the Rose. So from a famous academic, he went on to become a famous novelist, though he had written 5 novels and more than 20 scholarly pieces of non-fiction writing also. Umberto Eco, over 40. So here Umberto Eco correct Mukund Padmanabhan that I have written more than 40 scholarly pieces of non-fiction writing, not 20. Mukund, over 40, among them a seminal piece of work on semiotic. So here Mukund Padmanabhan again got surprised that he has written more than 40 pieces of non-fiction writing and said among them a seminal piece of work on semiotic. That means he wrote some inspiring piece of work on the study of sign and symbol and their use or interpretation. But ask most people about Umberto Eco and they will say, oh, he is the novelist. Does that bother you? So here Mukund asked the question to Umberto Eco that most of the people know him as a novelist, not as a scholarly writer. So does that bother you? That means do you feel uncomfortable that people will judge you as a novelist? So in response, Umberto Eco replied to Mukund by accepting that yes, it did bother him being identified as a novelist because he considered himself a university professor who writes novels only on Sundays. That means he only writes novels only on Sundays. It's not a joke, I participated in academic conferences and not meetings of pen clubs and writers. So here he says that it is not a joke that I participate in academic conferences. That means he also attended academic conferences as opposed to pen clubs and writers meeting and only goes there and attend academic conferences. I identify myself with the academic community. So here he says that I identify myself as an academic community. That means he wants to be famous as an academician and accepted that he was well aware that by writing novels. But okay, if the most people have read only the novels, laugh and shrugs. So here Umberto Eco said maybe people like to read my novels because novels are more interesting to read and that's why they are calling me a novelist. And further he says, I know that by writing novels I reach a larger audience. That means by writing novels he can reach large number of audience or novel readers, and I cannot expect to have 1 million readers with stuff on semiotics. That means he knew that novels are most interesting than semiotics because 1 million people would not be interested in stuff on semiotics. Mukund, which brings me to my next question. The Name of the Rose is very serious novel. So here during the interview Mukund wants to know more about his novel named The Name of the Rose was very serious novel and still everybody wants to read it and that attract a large audience. It's a detective yarn at one level but it also dwells into metaphysics, theology and medieval history. And further Mukund says that it is a detective yarn, that means detective storytelling, but it also dwells into metaphysics, theology and medieval history. That means a branch of philosophy and study of religion and related to the Middle Age history. And further Mukund said, yet it enjoyed a huge mass audience. Were you puzzled at all by this? That means Mukund asked him, though it had a very serious subject matter to read and understand the book, and book became eye-catching. So were you puzzled at all by this? That means were you confused by its popularity and success? Umberto Eco, no, journalists are puzzled and sometimes publishers. So here Umberto replied that he was not at all surprised because he knew every corner of his book and said the only surprised people were journalists and publishers. And further he says, and this is because journalists and publishers believed that people like trash and don't like difficult reading experiences. That means Umberto Eco said that both journalists and publishers believed that audience doesn't like any kind of serious reading or difficult reading, and his book dwells into metaphysics, theology and medieval history, and said his book The Name of the Rose is very difficult to read and understand, but still people like to read it. Consider there are 6 billion people in the planet. The Name of the Rose sold between 10 to 15 million copies. So Umberto Eco described the huge success of his book The Name of the Rose and said just consider that there are 6 billion people on the planet and his book Name of the Rose was sold between 10 to 15 million copies. Even it was commonly believed that people like easy reading experiences. So in a way I reached only a small percentage of readers, but it is exactly these kinds of readers who don't want easy experiences. So according to Umberto, he reached a very small percentage of population who liked challenging reading experiences, and he was not satisfied with what he had expected. And further he says, or at least don't always want this. That means a small number of people do not want to read serious topic always. I myself at 9 p.m. after dinner watch television and want to see either Miami Vice or Emergency Room. So here he says I understood that because he is a kind of person who would not like to read that kind of book always. And he says after dinner at 9 o'clock he also watches TV serials like Miami Vice and Emergency Room. and these TV programs are more interesting than books. I enjoyed it and I need it, but not all day. So he says that he watches TV serials for a while because he needed it for fun or some kind of refreshment. Mukund, could the huge success of the novel have anything to do with the fact that it dealt with a period of medieval history that? So here Mukund asked Umberto Eco about the possibility of success of the novels having to do with its association with the medieval history, that means Middle Ages. Umberto Eco, that's possible, but let me tell you another story because I often tell stories like a Chinese wise man. So here in reply Umberto Eco said, yes, it could be possible, but let me tell you another story. That means Umberto Eco wanted to make him understand by telling another story and said, because I often tell stories like a Chinese wise man, that means he wanted to compare himself with one of the Chinese wise men because Chinese are famous for their writings. My American publisher said while she loved my book, she didn't expect to sell more than 3,000 copies in a country where nobody has seen a cathedral and studies Latin. So here Umberto Eco said that his American publisher, and she was a lady, and she did not expect to sell more than 3,000 copies in her country like America because no one had ever seen or learned cathedral or studied the Latin language, but the Name of the Rose book got huge success. So I was given an advance for 3,000 copies, but in the end it sold 2 or 3 million copies in the US. So here he was given the money for 3,000 copies in advance, and further he says, but in the end it sold 2 or 3 million copies in the US. That means when it published 2 or 3 million copies were sold in the United States only, and book became very popular at that time. Further he says a lot of books have been written about the medieval part far before mine. I think the success of the book is a mystery. Nobody can predict it. So here he says a lot of books have been published and written on the same topic before his book was published, and he was certain that how his book will become famous and popular, and yet the success of the book is a mystery and nobody can predict whether a book would become popular or not. I think if I had written the Name of the Rose 10 years earlier or 10 years later, it wouldn't have been the same. So here Umberto Eco is saying if he had written that book Name of the Rose 10 years earlier or 10 years later, the situation would have been different and it would not have been so successful. And further he says why it worked at that time is a mystery. That means he believes that how the Name of the Rose book became so popular and successful book, and Umberto Eco considered this success of his book is a mystery. I hope you liked the video. For more informative videos, do subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that I get notified whenever new video will be uploaded. Thank you so much for watching once again. Stay safe, stay healthy.